Hey team, this is George. I have been getting some fantastic questions through email, so I want to kind of add them so everybody can. I want to answer them via video as well, so just in case everybody happens to have that same question. So the first one was, what does the page requirement mean? Well, the page requirement doesn't count the title page, the abstract, or the references. You probably hear my dog running around in the background. Sorry. So the 8 to 10 pages includes the introduction, topic, and context, introduction to literature advancement, question, hypothesis, design, methods, all that. All that includes the is included in the 8 to 10 pages, but the title page, the abstract, and the references are not a part of the page count. Um, what's interesting about that is your lit review, all the stuff that they're calling here introduction is really your literature review, and that's going to come from what you already did with your annotated bibliography. It's just going to be written in a slightly different format as you summarize everything. So a lot of that piece is already done. And then the next question was, well, we didn't really do the experiment, so how am I going to talk about my data, my methodological analysis, my interpretation, the evaluation? How do I talk about that? And that's another fantastic question. And that's one thing. If you do a dissertation, you basically write it up first in the future tense, and then you do your design, do your study, and then you write it up with the actual results. So this is exactly how you can go with it. So the design, that's your how you're going to run it. So your method, the materials, what are you going to use and how are you going to employ them? Is it if you're using the testing and the colors, you're going to have different colored paper with tests, all the same tests. How are you going to utilize the tools, the materials that you have? And the methods and procedures. So the procedure is a step-by-step process of how you're going to conduct the study. So first, I'm going to get a signature for informed consent. Then people will be, or before you get the signature, people will be explained informed consent, and then you're going to just go through the steps in the process that you would take for the study, and then the data. Now here is where you get into a little bit of fortune telling. You're going to tell us what type of data you think you will be seeing. So you know the data that you're going to get. You're going to get data from surveys or what. So you know the hard data, the type that you're going to get. So you talk about the type, and then you're going to start talking about what you think you will get in your analysis. So how are you going to analyze it? Okay, I'm going to use an ANCOVA to look for comparisons between X and Y or whatever your method is. And then you're going to say, this is what I expect to see. And you're going to, if your interpretation for your discussion, if I see what is expected, you kind of restate it, resummarize it. This is what it means. And then you give a couple short paragraphs of what it means. And then the evaluation is something that here you will talk about what you expect to see in terms of how well it will work or will not work. And if for some reason you're running short on pages, the next step of this that's not on here that you can do if you like for a little to make a little ad here is you put in for future research. What future research would this drive? So you can put that right at the end if you need to. So I hope that kind of addresses some of the main questions that I've been getting. They've been fantastic questions, so keep them coming, and let's finish strong.